how now? What say the citizens?
Now, by the Holy Mother of our Lord, the citizens are mum. Say not a word.
Touched you the bastardy of Edward's children?
I did, with his contract by Lady Lucy, and his contract by Deputy in France. The insatiate greediness of his desire, and his enforcement of the city wives. His tyranny for trifles, his own bastardy, as being got, your father then in France. And his resemblance being not like the Duke's. Withal, I did infer your lineaments, being the right idea of your father, both in your form and nobleness of mind, laid up in all your victories in Scotland, your discipline in war, your wisdom in peace, your bounty, virtue, fair humility. Indeed, left nothing more fitting for your purpose, untouched and slightly handled in discourse. And when my oratory drew near end, I bid them that did love their country's good, cry, God save Richard, England's royal king.
And? Did they so?
No, so God help me, they spake not a word, but like dumb statues or breathing stones, stared each on other and looked deadly pale. But when I saw this, I reprehended them, and asked the mayor what meant this willful silence. His answer was, the people are not used to be spoke to but by the recorder, and then he was urged to tell my tale again. Thus saith the Duke, thus hath the Duke inferred, but nothing spoken more from himself. And when he had done, some followers of mine at the lower end of the hall threw up their caps. Some 10 voices cried, God save King Richard. And thus I took the advantage of those few. Thanks, gentle citizens and friends, quoth I. Your general applause and cheerful shout argue your wisdom and your love for Richard. And even here broke off and came away.
What tongueless blocks were they? Would they not speak? Will not the mayor then and his brethren come? My lord, there needs no such apology. I do beseech your grace to pardon me, who in the earnest service of my God deferred the visitation of my friends. But, leaving this, what is your grace's pleasure?
Even that which pleaseth God above, and all good men of this ungoverned island.
I do suspect I have done some offense that seems disgracious in the city's eye, and that you have come to reprehend my ignorance.
You have, my lord. Would it might please your grace on your entreaties to amend your fault?
Wherefore breathe I in a Christian land?
Know then, it is your fault that you resign the supreme seat, the throne majestical, the sceptred office of your ancestors, your state of fortune and your due of birth, the lineal glory of your royal house, to the corruption of a blemished stock, while in the mildness of your sleepy thoughts, which here we waken to your country's good, the noble isle doth want her proper limbs, her face defaced with scars of infamy, her royal stock graft with ignoble plants, and almost shouldered in the squalling gulf of dark forgetfulness and deep oblivion, which to recur we heartily solicit your gracious self to take on you the charge and kingly government of this your land, not as protector, steward, substitute, or lowly factor from another's gain, but as successively from blood to blood, your right of birth, your empery, your own. For this, consorted with the citizens, your very worshipful and loving friends, and by their vehement instigation, in this just cause come I to move your grace.
I cannot tell if to depart in silence or to speak bitterly in your reproof. Best fitteth my degree or your condition. If not to answer, you might happily think, tongue-tied ambition, not replying yielded, which fondly you would have here impose on me, if to reprove you for this suit of yours, so seasoned with that faithful love to me, then on the other side I checked my friends, therefore to speak, and not to avoid the first, and then in speaking, not to incur the last. Definitively thus I answer you.
Your love deserves my thanks, but my desert unmeritable shuns your high request.
My lord, this argues conscience in your grace, but the respects thereof are nice and trivial, all circumstances well considerate. You say that Edward is your brother's son. So say we too, but not by Edward's wife. For first he was contract to Lady Lucy. Your mother lives a witness to his vow, and afterward by substitute betrothed to Bona, sister to the King of France. These both put off a poor petitioner, a caregiver's mother to many sons, a beauty waiting and a distressed widow, even in the afternoon of her best days, made prize and purchase of his wanton eye, seduced to pitch and height of his degree, to base declension and loathed bigamy. By her and his unlawful bed he got this Edward, whom our manners call the prince. More bitterly could I expostulate. Save that for reverence since I'm alive. I give a sparing limit to my tongue. Then, good my lord, take to your royal self this proffered benefit of dignity, if not to bless us and the land withal, yet to draw forth your noble ancestry from the corruption of abusing times into a lineal true derived course.
Do, my good lord, your citizens entreat you.
Refuse not, mighty lord, this proffered love.
Oh, make them joyful. Grant their lawful suit.
Alas, why would you heap this care on me? I am unfit for state and majesty. I do beseech you, take it not amiss. I cannot, nor will I not yield to you.